Welcome to a YouTube video where we discuss how to complete a Casual Alterations limited event. This is the Token Husband Ian, and I'm going to walk you through this process. The cube draft and limited sealed events are going to be based on a selection of cards from altered-draft.vercel.app. So you're going to want to make sure that you have access to that site. All participants will begin participating in the event 30 minutes prior to the start of the BGA event. So be sure that you get onto that website prior to the event. The drafts will start 30 minutes before, and sealed, you'll be allowed 30 minutes to create your draft, and sealed pools to create the event. If time runs along, in some situations it might, just be aware that we will adjust that time as needed. One of the things to note that the tournament moderator will contact you 48 hours before the start of the draft or the sealed event to confirm you understand the rules. Then you verify you understand how to import your drafted deck into BGA, and to get your guarantees that you agree to ensure the integrity of the event by participating in here. So you will go to that website that I mentioned earlier. Here's the information for that site. There's two options for you. Here's where you're going to join an event. What will happen is you'll get the code for the draft, and you can, or the sealed event, you'll just click on that, and once you click on that, you'll be allowed to enter the event. Now, one of the other things that you can do here on the site is create a draft or a sealed event. So that's kind of a prelude to how this process works. I'm going to walk you through how that's going to happen here, and you just simply click on this button instead. And when you do click on this, it's going to take you to an event. You're going to be asked to put in your name, so go ahead and do that. And then you'll see this event pop up. So in here you've got all of the possible pool items. Be aware that all altered events are going to be 60-minute for drafts, and we will not be playing with sealed or draft packs with the heroes. You'll be able to play any one of the heroes that are currently available on BGA or the deck builder that you're using. In order to play the events, we're not going to have that limitation currently on the drafts or sealed events. One of the options here that you can choose then when you're choosing a draft is you can choose one of the packs. You can also choose to create a cube draft. You simply put all of the cube information into that lower spot there and drop all the cards with the altered codes into them, and you'll be able to just create the draft. Use that preset option there to make sure that you don't have any errors in the drafts. Be aware too that there are no alt art cards allowed in any BGA events currently. So you will not be able to put any alt art cards in there, even if you draft a wonderful Kodama and you want to play with the other side, other version of the deck card, you will not be able to do so without creating errors in your system. To do a sealed event is quite simple. You simply just pick the set that you want to use. So for example, here, you can choose any one of the items here to choose a sealed. But here in the draft, we're just going to click this. You can see that all the things are there. Once you get the code, this is the website address that you get, or the code that you'll get from us prior to the draft or the sealed event, and you'll simply drop it in here. So when you're playing a draft, you'll have the option of choosing any one of the cards. Remember that the heroes won't be in here, so it'll just be the 12 regular cards, and you just click on the card that you'd like to select. So once it's selected in there, it will let you wait for the next individual to come through and draft that next pack. Here is a sealed example. Again, here's an actual event. Notice there's no hero. You'll have all the cards that you could choose from your sealed option. You'll have all 7 packs appearing on the top here. And when you're ready to choose a card, you'll simply, again, just click on it. Then once it's selected, it will go into your deck. So we'll just click plus here. That will add that card into our deck. Once you've got the deck selected, you can go into one of the deck builders. We're going to use here the altered core site to show you how to do this. You simply choose the option here for decks. And once you click on this button, it's going to allow you to import the deck information. So we've got one card selected only here in this deck. And you'll go ahead and paste that information in there. So since we only have one card selected, obviously only one card showed up. If we want to show more than one card though, we're going to go back to our deck selector here and select them all. So if you got nothing selected in here, all of the cards will appear in your pool, and you can import that in. That'll bring up the deck. Once you got the deck here, you can choose to edit it, and just be aware that there's a couple things you must do in this editing section. First off, we are playing through the sandbox. That allows you to play with more than one faction in your deck. So be sure that that's listed as sandbox, and also be sure that you choose a hero here. Change the name, obviously, as well. You can quickly do that to whatever you want to call it. And then choose a hero. And you can see that we've got all the factions here, so we can choose anything that we want. Here we quickly chose Athenas, but we can quickly go back in and change that quite quickly and choose whatever one we want. And once we've got that selected, we're going to save it, and now you'll be able to import this deck into your BGA account. So in order to import a deck into BGA, you simply go to Board Game Arena, and pop that in, and you'll be logged in, and you'll be able to go through here and see what events that you have listed here. So if there's an actual draft going on there, or you're in an event, your game will appear there by just clicking on your name and choosing the game that you're currently playing in. We're going to get Kari here to quickly jump into a game here for Altered, just to show you kind of how this is going to look. So this is not what's going to happen when you're doing the sealed or draft event, because those individuals will already been picked for you through the BGA Swiss chooser. So you'll both be invited to join it. But I'm going to get Kari to come in here, and the tokens lady to actually join us in this event, so we can show you how that deck can be added to your draft, to your event. Just click on that start the game. Both players are now ready to go and ready to jump in. And you'll now see that custom option here that allows you to see all the decks that are currently valid in this one. Here's that deck that we created, the new draft. And once we click on that, you get the nice ringing sound, and confirm that. And of course, we have every card that's in our sealed pool here, but we're not going to want to play with that kind of a deck to begin with, but that just shows you how this is going to work. So thanks for joining us on that little practice scenario here, and hopefully this YouTube video is going to help you out when you actually do the drafts or the sealed events. And please reach out if you have any questions.